Hi, well, good day everyone, and how you doing? Grade 12, because there's still 6 people with us, Farah, Salsa, Sadivolzia, Asia, Hazardin, and Asia, or Cloud Constellation name about Lucky and Wendy modulation, behalf of the principal communication subject. And so here we go, let's start.
Definition of amplitude modulation. Amplitude modulation, or AM, is a process where the amplitude of a carrier signal is altered according to the information in message signal or modulating signal. Is a form of modulation used for radio transmission for broadcasting and two-way radio communication application. The frequency of carrier signal, or carrier frequency, is usually much greater than the highest frequency of the input message signal or modulating signal. There are 5 types of amplitude modulation. The first one is double sideband full carrier. The second one is double sideband suppressed carrier. The third one is single sideband suppressed carrier. The fourth one is single sideband. And the last one is vestigial sideband.
So the first one is the SBFC, stands for double sideband full carrier. It has two sidebands and a carrier, as you can see on the picture below. The SBFC, or the full carrier AM modulation, has two sidebands, which is the LSB and the USB. LSB is lower sideband and the USB is upper sideband. Also, that double sideband full carrier is usually called as full AM signal. And the second one is the SBSC, that stands for double sideband suppressed carrier. This suppressed carrier transmission is transmission in which frequencies produced by amplitude modulation are symmetrically spaced above and below the carrier frequency, and the carrier level is reduced to the lowest practical level, ideally being completely suppressed. And the suppressed carrier, it has two sidebands also, the LSB and the USB, but it has no carrier, and the carrier is suppressed from the signal, and that it makes it 3 times more efficient than the SBFC or the full AM signal. Suppressing the carrier from the signal makes it more efficient than the full AM signal. Both of these are modulation techniques used in AM or amplitude modulation frequency spectrum.
There are many variants of single sideband modulation that are used, and there are several different abbreviations for them. One of them is SSBSC, and this stands for single sideband suppressed carrier. It is the form of SSB modulation where the carrier is removed completely, as opposed to SSB reduced carrier when some of the carrier is left. It is plotted as shown in the figure below. The carrier and the lower sideband are suppressed, hence the upper sideband is used for transmission. Similarly, we can suppress the carrier and the upper sideband while transmitting the lower sideband. This SSBSC system, which transmits a single sideband, has high power, as the power allowed for both the carrier and the outer sideband is utilized in transmitting this single sideband. Okay, so now I will explain about the SSB modulation. SSB modulation is basically a derivative of amplitude modulation AM. By removing some of the components of the ordinary AM signal, it is possible to significantly improve its efficiency. SSB is the main modulation format used for analog voice transmission for two-way radio communication on the high-frequency portion of the radio spectrum. Its efficiency in terms of spectrums and power when compared to other modes means that for many years it has been the most effective option for use. Now, some forms of digital voice transmission are being used, but it is unlikely that single sideband will be ousted for many years as the main format used on these bands. SSB have some advantages and disadvantages. One of them is bandwidth or spectrum are occupied is lesser than the SB signal. And for the disadvantage, the generation and detection of SSB signal is a complex process. Another variant of SSB is VSB. This stands for vestigial sideband. It is a form of signal where one sideband is completely present and the other sideband that has been only partly cut off or suppressed. It is widely used for analog television transmission. It comes in useful because the baseband video signal is wide, and to transmit this using AM would require a bandwidth for 12 MHz, and to reduce the amount of spectrum used, one sideband is transmitted fully, whereas only the lower frequencies of the other are transmitted. The high frequency can be later enhanced using filter. Along with the upper sideband, a part of lower sideband is also being transmitted in this technique. A guard band of very small width is laid on either side of VSB in order to avoid the interferences. VSB modulation is mostly used in television transmission.
Definition of demodulation. Demodulation is extracting the original information bearing signal from carrier wave. Demodulation is a key process in the reception of any amplitude modulated signals, whether used for broadcast or two-way radio communication system. The process of demodulation for signals using amplitude modulation can be achieved in a number of different techniques, each of which has its own advantage. The demodulator is the circuit or for a software-defined radio, the software that is used to recover the information content from the overall incoming modulated signal. There are two main methods of AM demodulation. First one is envelope or non-coherent detection or demodulation, and the second one is synchronized or coherent demodulation.
A non-coherent demodulation or envelope detector is used to produce an output of the envelope signal by providing a proportional output to the amplitude of the envelope from the amplitude modulated signal. This method is only suitable for analog modulator type double sideband suppressed carrier. An envelope detector consists of two main elements, which are diode or rectifier, where the diode in the detector serves to enhance one half of the received signal over the other. In many instances, Schottky diodes are used for this form of detector because signal levels may be low, and Schottky diodes have a much lower turn-on voltage than standard silicon diodes. Low-pass filter. The low-pass filter is required to remove the high-frequency elements that remain within the signal after detection or demodulation. The filter usually consists of a very simple RC network, but in some cases, it can be provided simply by relying on the limited frequency response of the circuitry following the rectifier. As the capacitor in the circuit stores the voltage, the output voltage reflects the peak of the waveform. Sometimes, these circuits are used as peak detectors. Envelope detection process. The diode envelope detector rectifies the waveform, leaving only the positive or negative half of the waveform. The high-frequency element of this is then filtered out, typically using a capacitor which forms the low-pass filter and effectively fills in the high-frequency elements, leaving a waveform to which a transducer, like a pair of earphones or a loudspeaker, could respond to and convert into sound waves.
Noise figure in non-coherent demodulation. As you can see here is the block diagram for the overall equation to get the noise figure in non-coherent demodulation. We will start with the received modulated signal, which is the equation as shown below. Hence, in the input signal power is equal to EC plus VMT square over 2 or approximately equal to EC square plus VMT square over 2. And assuming that EC plus VMT is more than NT of almost all T, which is in small noise analysis, hence input envelope is equal to as shown below. Then the output signal power is equal to VMT square. The output noise power is equal to NCT square. Hence, the SNR output is equal to as shown in the figure above. For larger noise case where EC plus VMT is less than NT, the equation we will get approximately 0.916 EC square VMT square SI over N0P square.
Meanwhile, copper drop is following this method or is more complex and expensive. It increases impairments due to fiber nonlinearities and the complexities of nonlinear transmission tend to keep the peak of amplitudes low. Here we go with the coherent demodulation or synchronous. For the SBSE, it combines amplitude and phase modulation, also polarization to transmit greater amounts of info through a fiber optic without keying. The local carrier generated at the receiver is phase-locked with the carrier at transmitter, thus is also known as synchronous detection. The local oscillator must be synchronized or coherent, which means that the same frequency and in phase with the carrier in the AM signal. If the AM input contains a small or large component in the carrier frequency, VLO may be derived from AM input as few advantages over or better sensitivity to reach lesser power and bandwidth, also to treat higher modulation level or high power immersion for longer link. It's also more tolerance to optical impairments like chromatic dissipation for IMDD transducer beyond 100 G-baud, and it has higher spectral efficiency. Along with CMOS technology, a coherent detection can be developed for interdata center interconnection. Next, we go with the circuit of noise figure in coherent demodulation, where its final result is filtered out by low-pass filter.
Noise figure in coherent demodulation. As you can see here in the figure, it shows the overall equation for the block diagram to get noise figure in coherent demodulation. First, we start with the received modulated signal YIT as shown in the figure above. And then we will get the output signal power equal to VMT square. Output noise power we will get NCT square. Therefore, we will get the SNR output equation as shown below. And then we will get the received signal is square root 2 EC plus VMT cos omega CT as shown in the figure below. Here we will see that VMT is assumed to have zero mean. And then at the last equation, since EC square over VMT square is more than or equal 1, the SNR for full AM is at least 3 dB worse than the SBSC and SSBSC.